Good morning. It's Thursday, June 13th. Here's what we're working on this morning. Niagara police are warning residents of an increase in grandparent scams.
Canada's largest free music festival kicks off in Burlington today.
And the greatest rivalry in the history of competitive eating will be resurrected this year.
Is that one our top story?
The food eating contest? I hope so.
Goodness.
That'd be an exciting one.
What's going on?
Good morning. Good morning.
Hey, Simone.
Hey, Tim. Nice
Brian.
to see you.
Yeah, back at you. Okay.
Good morning.
Can I just say, I think yesterday might have been one of my favorite days of the year, Brian.
Wasn't it gorgeous?
Oh,
it was just
stunning.
Absolutely glorious. Comfortable temperatures, light winds, lots of sunshine.
Perfect.
Yeah. Perfect day. Perfect. I actually went to the beach. I went to Bayfront. Sat out there.
Oh,
Yeah.
Did you dip your toe in the water?
No, I just looked over the horizon at the birds, and there was no one there though. It was very quiet. It happens when you go at like 1 o'clock, right? There's no one there.
Absolutely lovely, yeah.
On a Wednesday.
Yeah.
But listen, more and more as we look into that long range, because we're getting into some hot stuff coming up next week.
Yeah, we
Brian.
are. We're going to be in the 30s next week, 31, 32 degrees as we kick off the beginning of next week. It's going to be warm today, a lot warmer than yesterday, and you're going to feel that humidity start to increase as well. Now, yesterday we got to 24, so lovely temperature, mid-20s, humidex about 26 in that sunshine. Today, 28, feeling like 34, so a lot warmer. More humidity starts to move in, and as well, we're going to get some instability. We could get some showers. We could get some thunderstorms later on this afternoon. It's about a 60% chance, so we're looking to that later on today. Tomorrow will be a touch cooler, but still pretty much the same conditions. Chance of a shower, thunderstorm during the day tomorrow. Talk about it coming up. Looking at traffic, 403 Waterdown Road looks pretty good there. As we go to our MTO traffic cameras, look at that sunshine. Bang! QEW west to 50, nothing on the highway there. Here's the top of the Burlington Skyway Bridge, looking good all the way through Appleby Line. Nothing going on this morning, no volume yet, and no collisions. We'll look at weather and traffic, of course, coming up right now. The news.
Thanks, Brian. A 66-year-old Welland man is missing. Police say Leonard McClintock was last seen yesterday just after 11 in the morning in the area of 3rd and King Streets in Welland. He's described as white, 5'8", 150 pounds, and he was last seen wearing a gray zip-up sweatshirt, dark blue shorts, black and gray running shoes, and a bandage on his right leg. Police and family are concerned for his well-being. Anyone with information regarding his whereabouts is asked to call police.
Okay, I just want to give you an update to the story from early yesterday morning involving a barricaded man at a Hagersville home. Well, Haldeman OPP, they say the man has been arrested following a family dispute at a home on Main Street North and King Street West. Standoff lasted for about 8 hours. Police executed a warrant to gain entry into the home. They say no injuries were reported. The 47-year-old from Hagersville is facing 2 counts of assault.
A Norfolk County resident lost over $9,000 to a scammer pretending to be a relative needing bail money. Police say the incident happened on Monday and believe the scam involved AI to alter the caller's voice. The victim was contacted by someone posing as a family member who needed bail after a crash. The victim was told to bring the money to a bail bondsman, which do not exist here in Canada. After giving the money, the victim discovered that the relative had not been in an accident, and he called the police. Officers are urging the public to be vigilant and report any similar incidents to police.
Yeah, we stay with this, but let's go to Niagara because police there also warn of a grandparent scam where criminals pose as officers and then target seniors into paying thousands in bail for a grandchild, releasing an audio recording of a recent attempt.
Officers on scene did discover the over 10 pounds of marijuana that was found in the trunk of the car.
Oh, God.
Now, 10 pounds of marijuana is well over 100 times the legal limit and does constitute trafficking, so both individuals were arrested and taken in for questioning.
So that is a scam right there. Police say regardless of what the person on the phone tells you, never confirm personal information over the phone and always ask a trusted friend or family member for their opinion. But they say the first thing you should do, is call the grandchild they say is in jail.
Police in Hamilton are also warning the community of a scam. They call it the Good Samaritan taxi scam. So in this scheme, two people use a taxi-like vehicle parked in busy areas. One pretends to be the driver, the other the passenger. They stage a dispute where the driver refuses cash payment. They then ask a passerby to use their debit card to pay the fare in exchange for cash. Now, once the unsuspecting helper enters their PIN, their bank details fall into the hands of the criminals. Now, police advise the simplest defense: never make payments for strangers using your bank card.
Okay. No scam on what's going on in Burlington this weekend, because Canada's largest free music festival kicks off today. It's the Sound of Music. Let's get Sean Cowan in here on this Thursday morning, sunny Thursday morning. Oh, it must be great down at Spencer Smith Park on this early Thursday.
It's not so bad down here, Tim. There's a little bit of a breeze off the water. I can feel the humidity in the air, but I guess right now you could say this is the calm before the storm, because we're just out here at Spencer Smith Park in downtown Burlington. Everything is set up, but they are expecting over 100,000 people here over the next few days. There's going to be 2 stages, as well as a family zone. There's a street festival and a parade. And this actually all started back in 1980 as a marching band parade, operating as a not-for-profit corporation. And since then, every year in June, it's become Canada's largest free music festival. And it's run by a board of directors, as well as hundreds of volunteers. And there's a parade, a street festival. They've had some big names over the year, like Carly Rae Jepsen and local band Walk Off the Earth. But this year, there's a big lineup. There are over 50 acts performing this year on a few stages. 90s band, the Spin Doctors with their hit Two Princes, as well as country music by Jim Cuddy Band, along with pop star Tyler Shaw, who is a multi-platinum selling artist from Vancouver, and drag queen and winner of Canada's Next Drag Race is Priyanka, will also be performing. So there are lots of performances this year and over a couple of stages, but there are also some road closures to tell you about. So the Street Fest will have Brant Street closed from June 15th at 6 a.m. to June 16th at 8 p.m. And then the parade is also taking place on Saturday, and that will have a variety of streets downtown Burlington closed between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. for that parade. And then Lakeshore will also be closed from the 13th until the 15th, 10 p.m. until midnight, and then June 16th from 6 until 8:30 p.m. So if you are going to be making your way downtown Burlington for the Sound of Music Festival, there is some parking nearby. There's also a shuttle from the mall on Guelph Line. So a few options to get down here. And I have a note for producer Tansy. The cotton candy not open yet, so I can't bring anything back to you just for now. Simone, I'll send it back inside to you.
Thanks, Sean. All right, well, a heads up for GO Train riders this weekend. Maintenance work on the Lakeshore West Line will affect service for the next 2 weekends starting this Saturday. Service will only run hourly between Union Station and Oakville GO. Service will also be unavailable at Appleby and Bronte GO stations. GO buses will be available between Oakville and West Harbour to help accommodate riders. Now, the maintenance work will also affect service heading to Niagara. For this weekend, trains to and from Niagara will only stop at Aldershot, St. Catharines, and Niagara stations. Now, for more details on all these adjustments, head to our website at chch.com. Well, have you ever wanted to pick up a lotto ticket while grabbing a case of beer at the beer store? Well, you may be able to starting this fall. This all comes after the province handed $225 million in funding to the company to expand alcohol sales. More than 8,500 convenience stores, grocery stores, and gas stations across the province will be allowed to sell alcohol this fall. Now, right now, the decision to sell lotto tickets is up to the beer store. And the company has said that they are looking into selling other items as well. The sale expansion could help them compete in a larger market space. The LCBO tells CHCH News they have no plans right now to follow suit.
All right, Sportsline time. Blue Jays making their way home for a weekend series after a 3-3 road trip, which ended yesterday in Milwaukee. where they were unable to avoid a series loss to the Brewers.
High drive to center, and it is gone.
All the damage for Milwaukee came in the 6th inning, where they scored 5 runs, which was capped by that Willie Adames 2-run homer to center. Make it 5-1 Brew Crew. Jays offense limits to only a run on 3 hits until they made it close to the 9th when Vladdy tried to play hero but flied out to center to end it. Jays lose 5-4. Unable to reach that 500 mark and now face the AL Central leading Cleveland Guardians starting tomorrow night at the Dome.
They had to take, I don't know, countless dribbles.
Jaylen Brown with the flush. It's here.
Boston Celtics are a win away from the NBA title, which would be a record 18th. Jaylen Brown had 30 points, including that huge throwdown coming right into your living room against the Mavericks in Dallas in Game 3 of the Finals. Give the Mavs credit. They did mount a big comeback in the 4th quarter to make it close, but Brown would seal it. The 106-99 victory late. Mavs star Luka Doncic actually fouled out on that play right there. Now Boston can sweep the Mavericks Friday nights, also in Dallas. Reminder, no NBA team has ever come back from behind 3-0. And before tip-off, there was a moment of silence as the NBA lost one of their legends yesterday, the great Jerry West, who was nicknamed the Logo because the NBA's actual logo is of West, who was one of the greatest players in league history. 14-time Laker All-Star, spent 60-plus seasons as a player, coach, and executive, winning an NBA title 8 times. Jerry West was 86. And after a couple days off, Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Final. That goes down tonight from Edmonton. Panthers had some trouble getting out of Florida, though, because of that deluge of rain in South Florida they received in the past day, flooding throughout the area. So actually, good thing that they're not playing in Sunrise, Florida tonight. Team arrived in Edmonton last night. They hope to go up 3-0 on the Oilers with a win tonight. Connor McDavid and his Oilers hope to change that, looking for their first win in the final and try and halt the past 7 teams who fall behind 2-0 in the Cup final, unable to come back and win. Puck drop a little bit earlier in this one at 7:30. And let's finish with some great news for Hamilton native Brian Crawford, who is no stranger to our show and to the area, coming off another successful RBC Canadian Open at the Hamilton Golf and Country Club, where he has been the tournament director for the past 6 years. The Barton Secondary grad and former running back of the Argos has been named the new commissioner of the Ontario Hockey League, replacing David Branch, who's held that post since 1979. It's expected Crawford will begin his tenure as OHL commish coming up in August.
Very good teams, really, really good.
All right, coming up on 6:13 on this Thursday morning, 13th of June, we've got some sunshine to start the day. Could be in your eyes. Looking at the 403 and Waterdown Road, there's nothing to see. It looks good right there to our MTO traffic cameras, and this will give you a glimpse of the sunshine. QEW Welland heading toward the Garden City Skyway there in the distance. Nothing happening there. Very light volume. Same with west of 50. We'll flip ahead to Fairview. It's getting a little bit busier off the Skyway heading toward Brand Street. Nothing there. How about Oakville? Ford plant looks good, and so does Mississauga at Etobicoke Creek. Not a lot of volume just as yet, and no collisions. Nothing should really be a problem this morning so far, anyhow. We'll talk about the forecast and what we have at the moment. Temperature right now has just bumped up. We're now 18 degrees, a lot milder than we've been for the past number. Yesterday we were 9 to 10 to start the morning. Today 18. A bit of a south-southwesterly wind, and that's going to pick up as the day goes on, but we will have, and we do have, that sunshine to start the day. So for school today, 28, feeling like 34. So a lot warmer, a lot stickier for the day today. There's that wind, southwest 30 gusting to 50, and that chance of a shower or a thunderstorm as the day progresses. So what we have is an approaching cold front, and that's going to trigger off some instability. So ahead of it, the warm air, behind it, cooler air, but still where it's going to linger in some instability with a trough of low pressure. Then we're going to get some sunshine for Saturday. So today, temperatures warm, 28, feeling like 34, generally around the Horseshoe. A little cooler for Brantford, but only a little bit. Sun will start, then showers, thunderstorms tonight. We'll have that throughout the evening, and then it'll taper off to just some showers overnight. 15, 16, 17 degrees for tonight, even 18 for Toronto. And then tomorrow, a little cooler, 24. It'll feel like about 27 with the humidex, but sunshine again, and then there's that instability for later on in the afternoon with chance of a shower or a thunderstorm. So stepping out the door this morning, partly cloudy. It is mild, 18 to start the day. Well, look, long range coming up. Simone, Tim.
Thanks, Brian. Good morning, Emily. How are you today?
Sorry, I'm not standing where I'm supposed to be standing. I'm very well.
There you go. There you go.
Thank you.
What do we have coming up on Chit Chat today?
Do you guys ever fly first class?
No.
No.
Never.
Would you ever let your dog fly first class?
But like the thing is, I would love to fly first class.
Me too.
I can't fly first class.
Me too.
It's a little pricey.
Well, there's a new air service.
Is there?
And it's called Bark Air. We're going to discuss.
Okay.
Bark Air.
Because I guess have you ever been upgraded? I've never been upgraded
Never.
before. That's how you get. To
I've been
class.
upgraded.
Oh, you have. But then once you're in first class,
Brian.
how do you go back? How do you go back to coach?
It's hard. You gotta act like a minion again. It's hard. It's very hard. Anyways, we'll talk about that, and that's all I have time to tease. So there you go.
Okay, great.
We'll see you in a bit.
Thanks, Emily. Well, coming up after the break, the federal bank says public trust has been dented by post-pandemic inflation, and it needs to be rebuilt. We'll have all those details coming up next. All right, 6:18 on your Thursday morning. Let's take a look at some of your business news. The Canadian dollar is down 20 basis points. It's trading overseas at $72.79 US. Gold fell by $23.40, and crude lost just over half a cent. It's trading at $77.96 US a barrel. Now in midday European trading, markets are down in London, Frankfurt, and Paris.
Off to Asia we go. Markets are down in Tokyo, up in Hong Kong, and in Shanghai. What about North American markets on Wednesday? Let's have a little peek. Yeah, some gains across the board. All green arrows. The biggest one was the NASDAQ, up 264. Let's see how they do when markets open on this Thursday, June the 13th.
Bank of Canada Governor Tiff Macklem says a recent bout of inflation has made people feel cheated and angry. He told a panel discussion at the 2024 Conference of Montreal yesterday that inflation harms people and the economy while corroding the trust in Canada's market-based system. Macklem says the central bank needs to find ways to explain its policies to a wide range of audiences, including the many people who had never experienced inflation before.
Let's go stateside because the U.S. Federal Reserve has held its key rate steady a week after the Bank of Canada made its first cut in years. So the central bank cut its key lending rate by a quarter of a percentage point to 4.75%, while the U.S. Federal Reserve funds rate currently sits at 5.25% to 5.5%. So a senior investment advisor at IA Private Wealth says if the Bank of Canada's rate falls too far below the Fed's, it could negatively affect our loonie. The advisor says this would make imports from the U.S. more expensive and put renewed upward pressure on inflation.
A new report estimates Canada will need to spend an average of more than $100,000 on infrastructure for every new home built. The Canadian Urban Institute says there are barriers to financing newly required projects, and Ottawa will need to boost spending on municipal infrastructure. The report points to municipalities often being reluctant to incur debt or pass on the cost of new or refurbished infrastructure to direct beneficiaries. It also highlights municipal opposition toward private funding of public infrastructure.
Dollarama has upped its stake in the Latin American retailer Dollar City to about 60%. Canadian company. They acquired the additional stake in exchange for Dollarama common shares worth a total of about $760 million based on Dollarama's share price yesterday. It has also acquired an option to buy an additional 10% stake in Dollar City at any time or before the end of 2027. All right. Brian's turn after the break. I think you're going to like what Brian has to say.
I think so.
We should always be excited what Brian has to say, but even a little bit more today.
Thank you. 6:24 already on this Thursday morning, sunny Thursday morning. Look at that sunshine here. No problems with traffic or volume as you go from Niagara Falls toward St. Catharines in the distance. That's at Mountain Road. We'll flip ahead to the top of the Burlington Skyway Bridge. It is getting busier, only a few minutes, and it takes to slow things down a little bit more. Appleby line looks good. Burlington to Oakville, Lorne Park in Mississauga, nothing there. And the 403 at Burnham Thorpe. Not a lot of sunshine right there, but traffic is moving fine. Temperatures this morning a lot milder than they were yesterday morning at this time. 15 for Toronto, but 18 for Hamilton, Grimsby, Mississauga. Toronto's getting that wind off the lake, and it's a south-southwest wind at the moment, so it's keeping Toronto just a little bit cooler. Seasonal temperatures this time of year, 24 for the daytime high. That's where we were yesterday. And it was a gorgeous day yesterday. 13 for the overnight low. Sun times were now 9:01 for the sunset. And those were our records for today. Today for school, we should be 22 for the first bell. Lots of sunshine this morning. It's later this afternoon that we could get that shower thunderstorm and a 28-degree high. Humidex, though, of 34. So that's how it's going to feel today. Tonight down to 16, so another mild night. Tomorrow, 24. Touch cooler, still a Humidex 27. There's that shower thunderstorm scenario again tomorrow afternoon. Saturday, gorgeous day, sunny and 23. A little bit more cloud cover now for Father's Day on Sunday, but it bumps up to 28. And then look at the temperatures for next week. 31, 32, and 30 Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. That's forecast. So, Tim.
All right, good stuff. This is a 10-carat pink diamond ring sold at auction for $13.3 million, surpassing its expected $9 to $12 million range. You want to have a look at this thing?
Yeah, this is the Eden Rose. It's just over 10 carats. It's a fancy, intense pink diamond. Now, Christie's International head of jewelry says what sets this diamond apart is its round shape and its deep pink color. Now, the auction drew strong global interest with 51% of bids from the Americas, 24% from Europe, and 26% from the Asia Pacific and Middle East. Overall, the sale totaled $44.4 million.
And he's allowed to touch it?
With his bare hands?
I know. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so money doesn't matter. You have the money. You have the money, Simone.
Okay, I have
you can have this.
Yes.
Would you wear a ring like that?
Probably not daily. Maybe like on special occasions. No, I don't think. I'd be scared to catch on something or fall off.
Imagine you just sitting at the desk wearing that.
With my massive ring. It'd like weigh my hand down.
Well, yeah, because it just would catch on everything,
right? Everything.
Yeah?
You'd like, rip
goodness.
things.
Oh,
No.
man.
But stunning.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
What about reselling it again then?
Then that would be it for sure. Okay, stay with us. We have more coming up right after the break.
We're beautiful.